Welcome to today's episode of the Refine Align Lead series. Today we're exploring a question that is deeply personal and universal. Where do I belong? Belonging shapes how we see ourselves, how we connect with others, and how we pursue our vision. It's not just about where we physically or socially fit. It's about where we feel aligned, seen, and at home with ourselves, our beliefs, and our leadership. So today we'll reflect on the profound sense of belonging, starting with ourselves and expanding into our leadership, our vision, and our work. Because here's the truth: belonging starts within. Before we can feel a sense of belonging in any external space, we must first belong to ourselves. This means embracing who we are, where we are, and trusting that we're enough, right here, right now. Let me ask you this: do you feel at home with yourself? Do you trust your journey, even when it's messy or uncertain? Do you believe that you belong in the life you're building? True belonging isn't about perfection, it's about acceptance. It's about saying, I belong with myself, even when I make mistakes. I belong with my beliefs, even when they evolve. I belong with my journey, even when it feels uncomfortable. This internal belonging creates the foundation for everything else. When you believe you belong to yourself, you stop seeking validation from the outside. You anchor yourself in your truth, which allows you to show up fully in every space. Now, let's look at belonging through the lens of leadership. Leadership often requires stepping into spaces that feel unfamiliar or uncertain. It asks you to take risks, make decisions, and sometimes stand alone. But here's the thing: you don't have to prove your place as a leader. You belong there. Ask yourself, do I believe in my ability to lead with authenticity and impact? Do I trust that my voice, perspective, and presence are valuable? Belonging as a leader isn't about fitting into a mold. It's about owning your unique style, values, and vision. It's about trusting that you have a role in shaping the spaces you're in, even if those spaces weren't designed for you. For example, you might feel like an outsider in a room full of experienced leaders, but your fresh perspective is exactly what's needed. You might lead differently than others, but that uniqueness is your strength, not your limitation. When you believe in your belonging as a leader, you create a ripple effect. You inspire others to embrace their own belonging, and you foster environments where everyone feels seen and valued. Your vision is the path you're walking, the dreams you're pursuing, the goals you're setting, and the impact you're creating. But sometimes, your vision can make you feel like you're out of place, especially when it challenges norms or takes you into uncharted territory. Let me ask you, do you believe you belong with your vision? Do you trust that your dreams are valid, even if they seem bold or unconventional? Believing in your belonging with your vision means trusting that your ideas have a place in the world. It means saying, I belong with this dream, even if others don't understand it. I belong in this process, even when the path is unclear. Your vision doesn't need external validation, it only needs your belief. When you embrace your belonging with your vision, you stop waiting for permission to pursue it. You take steps forward, knowing that you're meant to walk this path. Now let's explore belonging in your business. Your business is an extension of who you are, a space where your ideas, values, and visions come to life. But building a business often means stepping into competitive or traditional spaces where you might feel like you don't fit. Ask yourself, do I believe my business belongs in the space it's entering? Do I trust that my work has value even if it looks different from others? For example, you might feel out of place in an industry dominated by traditional approaches, but your innovative perspective is exactly what's needed to disrupt the status quo. You might doubt whether your purpose driven business belongs in a profit focused market, but your alignment with your values is what makes your work meaningful. Believing in your belonging with your business means trusting that your work matters. It means anchoring yourself in your vision and refusing to let external pressures pull you away from what you're creating. Now let's talk about belonging in community. Whether it's your team, your relationships, or the larger world. Belonging in community isn't about losing yourself to fit in. It's about contributing your unique voice while honoring the voices of others. It's about connection, not conformity. Ask yourself, do I feel like I belong in the spaces where I contribute and connect? Am I showing up as my authentic self or am I shrinking to fit in? For example, you might feel like your ideas are too conventional for your team, but those ideas could be the spark that drives innovation. You might feel like you're too new to contribute in a community, but your perspective is valuable precisely because it's fresh. True belonging in community comes from balancing individuality with connection. It's about knowing that your voice matters and that you have something to offer, even when you're still finding your place. Belonging isn't just about finding your place, it's about creating it. It's about standing firmly in your truth and saying, this is who I am, and this is where I am meant to be. But let's be honest, sometimes the beliefs we hold about ourselves or the world make this harder than it needs to be. Imagine for a moment that your sense of belonging is a garden. What's growing there? Are there weeds of self doubt or comparison crowding the space? Are there outdated beliefs that no longer align with the person you're becoming? Now picture yourself tending to this garden. This isn't about tearing everything apart. It's about gently removing what no longer serves you and making space for new growth. It's about choosing what you want to nurture and cultivate. Sometimes the beliefs that block belonging aren't loud and obvious. They're subtle, woven into how you think and act. They show up as hesitation, as self censorship, as a quiet voice that whispers, maybe I don't really fit here. Think back to a moment when you feel like you didn't belong. Maybe in a room full of colleagues, at the start of a new project, or even in your own business. What was that voice telling you? Was it saying you needed to be different to prove yourself, to shrink to make others comfortable? And here's the real question. Was that voice even yours? Or was it the echo of someone else's expectations? Society's, a parent's, a mentor's? Now, let's flip the script. Instead of trying to fit into a space that feels wrong, what if you trusted that you're already enough? What if you didn't see belonging as something you had to earn, but as something you inherently carry within you? For example, instead of thinking, I need to prove my worth to belong, consider this. My worth is already here. My place is here because I'm here. Instead of shrinking yourself to blend in, imagine what it would feel like to expand, to let your full self take up space without apology. The beauty of this shift is that it doesn't just change how you feel, it changes how others see and respond to you. When you stand confidently in your truth, you give others permission to do the same. Let's take this into leadership. The people you lead are looking to you for direction, yes, but also for belonging. They want to feel like they're part of something bigger, a mission, a vision, a community where they can grow and contribute. But here's the catch. You can't create that space for others if you haven't created it for yourself. If you're still doubting your place at the table, that energy will ripple out. Ask yourself, are you making space for your own voice as a leader? Are you letting yourself lead with your unique strengths, or are you trying to fit into someone else's mold? When you embrace your own belonging, you lead with authenticity, and that creates a culture where others feel they belong too. Belonging isn't a destination, it's an ongoing practice. It's something you nurture daily through the choices you make, the boundaries you set, and the beliefs you hold about yourself and your place in the world. Let's ground this in action. What does it look like to practice belonging today? It might mean saying no to a project that doesn't align with your values, trusting that your vision deserves your energy. It might mean stepping into a conversation with confidence, even if you're unsure of how you'll be received. Or it might mean simply pausing, taking a breath, and reminding yourself that you are enough, exactly as you are. Here's the thing about belonging. It's not just about you. When you claim your belonging, you create ripples. You inspire others to do the same. You contribute to a bigger picture, a world where everyone has the freedom to show up fully as themselves. So, as we close today, I want to leave you with this thought. Belonging isn't about finding a perfect fit. It's about creating a space where you feel aligned and at home wherever you are. And that space starts within you. Tomorrow, we'll take another step in this journey, diving deeper into how your sense of belonging connects with your vision and leadership. But for now, trust your place, honor your path, and keep showing up for yourself. Let's refine, align, and lead together. Thank you for tuning in to Leadership Meets Inner Self. If you're ready to take your leadership journey to the next level, make sure to visit our website at PlamCore.com. Subscribe to our email list for exclusive insider offers and updates. By joining, you'll get access to special resources, early announcements, and much more. Also, let's stay connected. Follow us on social media for daily inspiration and updates. Remember, leadership starts from within, and your authenticity sets the tone for your success. Until next time.
Like and subscribe.